boy. So it's very quick there, but the very first thing that happened when I loaded up this game was the loading icon was very quickly in the middle of the screen and then jumps to the bottom right of the screen, which is like
man,
the worst sign. Also, I'm in here. You're going to see me fumbling around in this menu real quick because every button in this game does the exact same thing, meaning you can't press B to go back out of menus, which is why I'm confused here because I'm pressing B and it's confirming instead of going backward.
That's this whole game in general. It's everything is on one button. Fuck you, Naka. You can use other buttons.
That's confusing because, like, this is stuff that's been cracked since the SNES era.
Yeah.
To before we completely massacre this game, to give it a smidge of credit, I do like Oshima's designs.
Yeah. It reminds me a lot of Billy Hatcher, especially the cutscenes where nobody's talking, but they have the Japanese kind of sort of grunty sounds. You know, there's a lot of Billy Hatcher sort of look to this game,
now,
which is interesting.
As I understand it, this is kind of a Nights into Dreams spiritual successor. Is it?
Sort of.
No. Kind of.
There's a lot of comparisons that can be made, but it plays nothing like it.
Oh. Well, that's
like
why
there's two depressed kids and a mysterious figure that's like
with
guiding them. And there's like some sort of dreamy sort of vibe, but it plays nothing like Nights.
It feels like Yuji Naka looked at the human sections from the Wii Nights game and was like, let's make a whole game around this, but those were the worst parts of the game.
Yeah, they kind of were.
Yeah, and sad to say, I think Naka's just done in the industry now because I don't think anyone's going to trust him to make a game again anymore.
I don't. That's unfortunate because this clearly wasn't Naka's fault so much as it was.
He's the guy in charge.
He's the guy in charge, and he's not the one who decides the deadlines. So
the problem is that
it's not a deadline thing. The whole game doesn't work right.
Yeah, and it would have worked right if it had more time.
Like
no,
this game
I don't
has
think
potential.
So.
That's the thing. It's just undercooked and needed like... Well, I should say that there is legitimate game design problems with this game. If it were like a beautiful technical masterpiece, it would still not be a good game because it's just really, really boring. But like there were great ideas here. Like this could have been a really interesting, fun little 3D platformer. And it just feels like a lot of the effort went to this stuff, like the art style, and like because these CG cinematics are legitimately really good looking. But
yeah, and I get very much Aladdin's Genie vibe from him in this one cutscene.
Square Enix has like one of the best CG teams in the fucking industry.
Yeah, pretty much. Unfortunately, that's where all the budget seems to have gone.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because like the moment you get into actual in-engine stuff, like okay, the character designs are nice, and I like the look that they were going for, but the actual graphical style here looks like something I would expect from a hobbyist working at home in Unity to throw together a proof of concept for a project he wants to get a team together for.
That is exactly what the game looks like, honestly.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, it's like, this is legitimately extremely creative stuff going on here in this cutscene. You know, I wish the actual
and too bad
game
it's
was
never
like
in the.
this.
Yeah, I was gonna say too bad the game doesn't have any of it.
It's legitimately disappointing. There's so much potential here, and it's all squandered because the game itself is just not very good.
The game also has none of the energy that cutscene has at the end. You know?
It's so slow. Even in the new version, the day one patch, it's still really slow.
It's so fun fact. I'm playing the demo for this because I'm not paying $60. You walk a little bit faster in the main version. I've been told and seen in a couple of different sources, namely Nintendo Life, that the retail the fucking grass loading.
Oh my god.
I am also playing this on Switch, which does run and look worse than the PS4 version, but like...
Holy hell,
why?
that is some seriously slow movement.
Yeah, but like, why does this look so bad on Switch? Because the Switch can handle games that look worse than this. I mean, look better than this.
Jeez.
Hey,
Oh.
Did that
Yeah,
jump
this
feel as
is,
bad
like-
as it looked?
Yeah, this is like early PS2 level.
Yeah, this game looks like a GameCube game. Maybe like the models have more polygons, but the environments look awful.
It does look somewhere in the neighborhood of Billy Hatcher, but Billy Hatcher had a lot more charming animation work going into it.
Yeah, the way that characters move did Billy Hatcher. I mean, there is some decent animation in this game. Like, we'll see. Also, the loading times take forever. We'll see coming up like some NPCs dance, which is really like in the animation on the dancing is fine. But when you come too close to them, they vanish like with really basic vanishing kind of stuff. Like, it doesn't look like they vanish in universe. It feels like the model unloaded.
How long was that loading screen?
Oh,
It was
God.
at least 20 to 25 seconds.
Oh my god.
Also, the frame rate just tanked.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
I mean, this could have been so good.
It could have. That's the disappointing thing. The way that this game plays is like if somebody looked at Kirby and tried to recreate it without realizing that Kirby is simple but not brain dead. This game is brain dead.
This kind of feels...
Also, everything is unfortunately mapped. Everything in the game is mapped to one button, which is bad game design at this point.
So here's the thing. Everything's mapped to one button, which means that for some costumes that you get that have an attack, you cannot jump and attack without switching costumes.
What?
Yes.
Why?
Why?
I don't know.
Naka has this weird obsession with making games as overly simple as possible without recognizing that literally everyone who plays a video game knows how multiple buttons work.
Like, in a 2D game, like Sonic the Hedgehog, to pick a relevant one, you could do a lot of things with just one button because it was 2D, and you could modify that one button with directional inputs. You cannot do that in a 3D game, obviously.
But like even like take Mario for example. Like Mario 64 is a pretty simple game. You run and you jump on stuff. But
And
you
you have a
still
punch
have
button.
options is the thing, you know? Like you
Yeah.
can jump in different ways and other stuff like that. You can't do anything more than the one way in this game. Like you can
even Super Mario Brothers actually just had 2 button functions, a jump button and a run button. So that's, already more than one. But like, okay, I've been around the Sonic the Hedgehog community for years. I've been on Sonic Retro. I've heard a lot of the discourse about classic Sonic over the years, and they've stopped talking about it, or at least I haven't heard anyone talk about it in a good while. But one of the things that people were really like head over heels in love with for some reason in classic Sonic was one button gameplay. Ooh, one button. Because it's simple and fun or something, but like I feel like that sort of missed the point. Like, I don't think anyone is really complaining that we have more than one button function in modern Sonic, so I'm not
No,
really
because like having a different button like to do like a simple attack or whatever doesn't make the game any less simple to pick up and play, you know?
This kid was breakdancing in the opening cutscene, and you're telling me this is as fast as he can run? Come on.
Yeah, they increase his movement speed a tiny bit in the retail version of the game. So it's not that slow. What's worse to me is the jumping. Your jump arc is very, very low. Like it feels like you only jump like a block high in like if you were playing Mario. Like you can only jump one character height up. And I mean, I guess that's fairly standard for games like Banjo and stuff like that. But in Banjo, you had other options for vertical. You could stop and do a high jump, for example, which made it so that, you trade speed for height, or you could flutter to get more distance and stuff like that. You just have one jump in this.
Where you just were, that jump is something that like in any other game you could easily make.
Yeah, or you could grab onto the ledge of something and climb up, for example. Here it's like you've got one jump and it's lame. It's very lame. Also, like I feel like I should have made that jump.
Yeah,
and I
you should have been
didn't.
able to like grab the ledge.
Yeah, it's like I honestly maybe it's just my depth perception.
So,
I thought I should be able to make it.
What is the actual goal of the level?
Get to the end.
Basically.
Just get to the end. Okay.
Well, there's gold statues of
That you should
Balan,
have
I think his name is, that unlock new stuff, but they're like mostly just on the path.
Yeah, you do need a certain number of statues in order to unlock new levels, but to beat the level, you just need to get to the end.
I see.
Hi, Riala.
Yeah, there's our Riella, alright.
So, okay, here's what he's gonna do. He's gonna snap his fingers, make 3 dudes. Those are the only enemies in the entire level.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Imagine playing Mario and there only being like one Goomba.
Okay, so this is when I first noticed this game's visual thing where like parts of the environment raise and lower as you walk around, and honestly, I hate it. It is the most I don't hear anybody else really talking about it, but it's the most disorienting shit in the entire game because I can't tell where anything is because all of the backgrounds keep rising and lowering and I have no sense for landmarks or where I am in relation to anything
I
else.
don't know. I think that could be a good visual effect if it were smoothed out more. But like,
I mean, in theory, it's cool, but in practice, it's like really ugly looking. And on top of that, it's disorienting. And this game doesn't need to be more disorienting than it already is.
I'm trying to figure out how it does this effect because it doesn't look like it doesn't look like anything's actually moving. I think it's a filter.
it's like as you get closer, the level smooths out as it gains proximity to you.
But it's like, it's the equivalent of a draw distance that you'd see on the PS1. Like, the things get really
Yeah.
close before they start moving, which is just distracting.
Did we just unlock Yoshi's flutter kick?
Basically, yeah. Only it's not as fun to use, for one. Also, there's apparently a feature in this game where you can, like, store your costumes. The only thing I can think of as a comparison is the Pokemon PC box. And I didn't know this until I watched Nintendo Life's review of it. You can, like, get this Pokemon box style storage for your costumes at checkpoints. But the game never tells you that you can do this, and it's apparently like very important for later parts of the game that you have the ability to store some of these costumes for later.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's my favorite required mechanics they don't tell you about at all.
Yeah, because this game doesn't like to use text to explore things, even to like explain stuff, except for when they do bring up text for other things. It's inconsistent about that. Like, it doesn't want to explain anything to you in text, which I suppose, okay, that's fair. You want to make it like a quiet, no-text, dreamlike world. That can work. But then they just do it anyway. It's like, what? Like,
Man,
that's what I'm talking about. The enemies, like, they're dancing, and then you walk close to them, and they look like they unload as opposed to just fading away.
Now that it's been pointed out to me, the way the background slides up as you get closer to it is it's awkward.
So when I first saw, you can play as Balan, I thought, okay, this is going to be like the night sections when they're really fun. And no, it's a quick time event.
What?
That
That's
is, yeah, exactly. You press the B button when it lines up, or you just mash B. It's the lamest thing I've ever seen.
Why?
High reuse animation.
This is so just. This sucks because I'm watching him fly and I'm like, man, a Knight's game in this, like, with this character and in this style would, like, it theoretically could be really cool. But no, this is just a shitty quick time event.
Why
So-
is it that whenever Naka does like a new Knights type game, he totally misses the point of what made Knights fun?
Oh, and I completely fuck up the last one, but I still did good. I still won somehow.
You did it.
Yay, me.
What? Why?
And then it just drops you back into the world with no fanfare or transition.
What was the point of that?
I don't know. I don't know.
Children like shiny thing.
Yeah,
like-
acquire shiny thing for children. They don't deserve better.
You know what? Now that I've seen this, I'm gonna have to buy it so that I can play through it completely and
No,
actually
No,
and
don't.
actually
No,
analyze
Lewis.
it.
No,
Lewis,
no,
wait,
I have to.
Lewis,
You don't
No,
understand.
Lewis, here's the thing. Wait a month and it'll be down to like $20.
No, I don't. You guys don't get the way my brain works. Okay.
Lewis.
No, more like we do understand. We're telling you to stop.
Friends don't let friends buy Balan Wonderworld.
But still, I mean, I feel like this game is one of those utter stinkers that it's a Sonic 06 case where you really just have to think about what kind of game it could have been and how it became the game it was. You know?
Lewis, don't do this to yourself. We're here for you.
Please call this hotline.
Stop. Get some help.
No.